Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Bracing for disaster. Live pictures as a major hurricane bears down on the Texas coast. Landfall now just hours away. Coco?
Police are releasing more information about the tragic death of an 8-month-old baby boy. We'll tell you why his mother is in custody.
But our top story at this hour, developing right now, a terrifying moment in a house of worship as someone sets off a huge firework in a chapel while people were inside praying.
The video shows it happen clear as day, and it also shows the person who did it.
This was around 7:30 Wednesday night in the chapel at Divine Child Catholic Church in Dearborn. That's where Jason Colthorpe is, as police are now actively searching for this guy.
Wednesday night, the Divine Child campus was busy with activities, a JV football game, worshipers at the chapel, but that changed at 7:30.
The police came up here, it turned into a crime scene.
That was after a man 30 to 40 years old with balding hair walked into the chapel, opened a large Bible in the back, and set off a commercial firework with two women inside praying. Watch as they start to take cover just before that huge explosion.
He knew what he was doing because he asked where the church was, or was the church open, I should say. And so when somebody pointed him to the chapel, he was cognizant enough to know that this was a sacred space. And that is disturbing.
Police say the man was driving this Cadillac with damage to the right rear and decorated with numerous stickers on the back.
I'm hoping that there's some type of mental illness that's precipitated him to do this, and that he's not out for vengeance or something like that against people or institutions.
Father Jim Bilo tells me the incident has rattled the congregation here.
Yeah, they're not happy about it. You know, it puts people on edge.
Totally unexpected and totally unnerving.
Jody Ann McAuliffe is friends with the women in the chapel that night, and she wonders what kind of person could do this in such a holy place.
It's a peaceful place, so to hear something that was so unpeaceful, so it is very unsettling, very violating. You know, this is where we come and encounter God.
You know, the father also mentioned he finds this disturbing and hopes whoever did this is found and gets the help he needs. The other reason they want to find him so badly, this is not an isolated incident. Police suspect him in several other similar incidents at churches, houses of worship just like this. So that's why the urgency to get this man identified and get him off the street. Back to you.
A pretty good look at him there on the video. Hopefully that will lead to something. But Jason, what about the chapel itself? Damages there?
That's the good part of it. Not much damage at all. And when you look at that explosion, that was a commercial grade explosion in this small chapel here. So you would expect there was some, not a lot. There actually was some damage to the large Bible. And one of the parishioners says, the father told me, he thought it was checked into evidence for this investigation. Actually, somebody took it home and is cleaning it up. Some burns to it a little bit, but they're fixing up, going to bring it back in.
All right, Jason. Now to brand new information. We are learning into the death of an 8-month-old infant in Warren.
Right now, that child's mother is in police custody, and police are revealing grim new details in the investigation. Let's get to Coco McAvoy live. Coco, now the mother hasn't been charged yet, correct?
That's correct, Kimberly and Devin. Police say the mother came to the Warren Police Department voluntarily for questioning and that she's been cooperating. However, they also say that she changed her story several times and now she's in custody for child abuse.
This is really a tragedy.
Warren Police Commissioner Bill Dwyer is talking about what happened at Warren Manor Apartments on DeQuinder Road yesterday evening. Fire crews were first called to the scene.
At the apartment, they found the infant's mother and 3 of the neighbors administering CPR.
The 8-month-old baby boy could not be saved, and from there, police questioned the mother.
Initially, she had indicated that the infant had choked on cookies and milk. And then she said that she was bathing the infant in a tub and putting water over him, and he became unresponsive.
The baby was found next to the bathtub, so police say
perhaps, you know, the mother left for a moment, the infant in the bathtub, and the infant drowned.
As police wait for an official ruling from the medical examiner, family and neighbors are grieving the loss of an 8-month-old baby boy.
It's a sad situation. Anytime you know, you lose a infant, a small child like this, it's very sad. And, you know, our hearts go out to the family and, you know, the officers that were there. It's always difficult for them. and the firefighters when you're dealing with an infant like that.
And the mother's name is not being released until she is officially charged, and police believe that she will be arraigned on Monday. Reporting live this afternoon, I'm Coco McAvoy, Local 4.
All right, Coco, now to the Texas coast, bracing for a massive storm. Let's take a look at live pictures from Galveston. That is Hurricane Harvey. It has now become a Category 3 hurricane. That happened just a short time ago, and full landfall is just now a few hours away. Today, the National Weather Service issued a rather dire warning, telling people in the storm's path that now's the time to hide.
Yeah, that's scary. And it's not just the wind, it's the rain. The region is expecting feet of rain before it's all said and done. Jay Gray is in Victoria, Texas tonight with more.
Hey there, good evening. The wind has been picking up just a bit. The trees behind me dancing at times. The rain has been steady, but it's only going to increase. The worst of Hurricane Harvey expected overnight, and once the storm is here, it'll likely stay for a while. Even before landfall, Harvey is already unleashing its fury on the Texas Gulf Coast.
This is a hurricane that will come inland and then is prognosticated to just hover for a long period of time.
Driving rain and sustained winds of more than 110 miles an hour. It's the strongest storm to target the area in almost a half century.
We could see storm surge anywhere between 6, 10, maybe 12 feet.
The most severe hit from the storm is expected overnight, leaving those in its path little time now to move to higher ground.
We're targeted the areas, encouraging people in our strongest language, other than mandatory, to get off the island. In other words, just get out of Dodge.
That's what thousands are doing in Corpus Christi.
They're material things. We can always get that back, but I'm not willing to risk my child's life.
The same push is underway in Port Lavaca, where busloads of people and pets are being shuttled to safety. But for some in the strike zone, there's nowhere to go.
Financially, we don't have the money to go ahead and take that ride out of town.
Those who plan to ride it out preparing as best they can.
We have plenty of food, canned food, and just the essentials.
Bracing as Hurricane Harvey inches closer to the coast. Now, the National Weather Service forecast is calling for 32 inches of rain here over the next several days. In Victoria, Texas, Jay Gray, Local 4.
Yeah, here with Andrew now, and this storm and the rain that's coming along with it can be catastrophic.
Well, you heard Jay mention it, 32 inches over the next several days,
Yeah.
3, 5, even 7 days.
That's just
We're
unfathomable.
into feet rather than inches.
I know, we're measuring it by a yardstick instead of just one ruler, right? Out there right now, we still have it with winds right now at 125 miles per hour. That is the latest update from the National Hurricane Center as Harvey continues to spin away and buzzsawing its way through south and eastern Texas. And look at how large the storm is. Let me take you into the eye. Here's the eye right here, still very well formed, but it's inching ever so closely to the Texas coastline. Here's Corpus Christi right here, and here's a look at the Texas coastline. Still has not made landfall yet where the eye makes it over land, but it will within the next few hours. I say few hours. Normally you're looking at these things move faster to the north or northwest, so you'd be talking about it happening in several minutes. But no, it won't be for the next few hours because it's moving so slowly. And the eastern extent of it goes all the way out to Louisiana. So folks in Louisiana also under the gun for heavy amounts of rain and damaging winds. We talked about winds of 120 miles per hour. Well, winds will still stay at hurricane or tropical storm strength, with half of it on land, half of it on the Gulf of Mexico, still feeding off of those very warm waters. Winds still up to around 45 miles per hour, even into the middle of next week. And since it will be around for so long, look at how much rain is going to fall. You can see that rainfall amounts will be as much as a foot within the next just 2 days or so, going from about 6 inches by the end of tonight, easily up to about a foot by the end of tomorrow, and nearly 2 feet by the end of the weekend. And it continues to rain and rain and rain, going off the charts here, well beyond a foot, going up to 2 to 3 feet by the middle and second half of next week. We'll talk more about this. We'll talk about our local forecast as well, coming right up.
Oh, look out, there's a fight at home plate. Miguel Cabrera going toe-to-toe with Romine, and they're swinging with haymakers. Yes, they were.
That was our breaking news yesterday, and now, 24 hours later, more breaking news. Yesterday the crime, today the punishment. Minutes ago, Major League Baseball announced suspensions following that ugly brawl at Comerica Park.
Yeah, it was ugly indeed. Jamie's here now, and I guess not too much of a surprise here at these suspensions.
No, we kind of knew it was coming. It was like, when is it going to happen? And if you do the crime, you have to do the time. And it was just a matter of how many games each of these players would get. Here is the video again of the base brawl. Miguel Cabrera threw the first punch, so he gets 7 games. Austin Romine, the Yankees catcher who fell to the ground with Cabrera and rolled around the dirt, he gets 2. Yankees' Gary Sanchez gets 4 games. Tigers' Alex Wilson, who admitted to intentionally trying to hit the batter, gets 4. And Brad Ausmus, Tigers manager, gets 1. Now, as you remember, there were 8 players and coaches ejected. There were also fines doled out to those people. So Yankees manager Joe Girardi gets a fine, no suspension. Unless they appeal, they would start tonight. So we're waiting to see if anyone's going to appeal, and I'll have more coming up in sports.
Okay, we'll talk to you then, Jamie. Thank you. All right, in more news, part of Merriman Road was closed off early Friday morning after a woman was hit by an SUV. It happened just before 3:15 between Palmer and Cherry Hill. The woman was taken to the hospital and remains in serious condition. Police say the driver of the SUV did not stop immediately, but he is now cooperating with police. Officials say the victim is in her 20s. Now for a Local 4 update, Detroit police are seeking help in locating victims or children who have come in contact with Michael Pankey.
Pankey is formerly known as Michael Leverett, but currently in federal custody, charged with sexually assaulting a 5-year-old girl while babysitting her. Police say the 37-year-old has worked at several different daycare centers. If you have any information, you're urged to contact police. Let's get to a quick update to the story that we brought you at the top of this newscast. Right after we aired our report, Dearborn police called us. They said they now have the suspect in custody, who they believe set off that firework inside the chapel at Divine Child.
Yeah, some quick work by police on that one for sure. And as we get more information, we'll bring it to you.
And in fact, we're just getting started here.
Yeah, that we are. We've got a whole lot more ahead in the next hour of news, including this story. It's time to roar. This weekend along the Detroit River, we'll be talking about that and a very special anniversary, a very big thing that started in this building 200 years ago.
And also the 2 people involved in the rough arrest by Detroit police tell their side of the story. New here at 5, the one piece of evidence they say proves that police used excessive force. Hank?
This came crashing down from this tree. Parts of it are dying. It needs to be trimmed. Now Help Me Hank, working to help the people in this neighborhood.
New at 6.
Vandals burn American flags in Macomb County. At 6 o'clock, where it happened and how homeowners there are reacting.
And a fight erupts inside a popular restaurant near Somerset, and it's the server that's taken away in handcuffs.
Big, beautiful trees line many streets in the city of Detroit. Sometimes, though, those trees can be a danger. People living in one West Side neighborhood concerned about large limbs and branches falling, hitting cars, hitting homes, and they're especially concerned about children playing in the area.
Here's consumer investigator Hank Winchester with more.
This is the latest part of the tree you see behind me that came crashing down. Now, thankfully, nobody was hurt, but neighbors here on this block are concerned about what could happen next.
In this West Side neighborhood, there are kids everywhere, and many who live here worry about the big danger up above.
My block has a lot of children, small children. Most that has to stay in front of their house, for instance, this house. And there's big logs that have fallen out of the tree, damaging cars. We are so lucky we haven't damaged a human.
Rhonda Grayeski called me after another big branch came crashing down. She says she and her neighbors have called to get the city-owned trees cut, but so far nothing's been done.
A lot of people are of Arabic nationality or Hispanic and don't know where to go, so they go to me, and I thought of Channel 4.
Rhonda's neighbor had to replace his roof after part of a tree hanging over his home broke off, causing big damage. Now there's another danger up above.
There's a large branch that's like over your house now? What's that one? That
one. The big one is over my house.
Just hanging over the house?
Yeah.
And a lot of dead branches have been falling from it?
Yeah, always.
I called the city, and today they were out there inspecting the problem.
These trees out here, what are you thinking about them?
Oh, about these trees?
Yeah.
I would say yes, they are hazardous, as the residents had reported as well. We've had a few of the larger dead branches fall, and I think they do need to come down.
Carlos Coronado is with Detroit's Forestry Department.
Last year we removed 3,000 dead and dangerous trees. This year we plan to do another 3,000.
These two big trees likely coming down Tuesday. And if you have a problem with the city-owned tree in Detroit, you can either report it by using the Improve Detroit app or by calling the Forestry Department directly at 313-871-5461.
We only cut down trees if they are dead, diseased, or dangerous.
Okay.
So if the tree is healthy, then we don't cut down trees for no reason.
Some neighbors have actually been climbing up into these trees themselves, working to cut back the dead branches and limbs, but the city says don't do it. It is not worth hurting yourself trying to fix this problem on your own. We're here in Detroit. Hank Winchester. Help me, Hank.
Yeah, that's really dangerous. Okay, Hank. Well, they plan to head back into the neighborhood early next week to take care of those dangerous trees. Our Hank Winchester will be following the story, making sure that it gets done.
The Detroit tradition out on the river continues this weekend. The hydroplanes are out for the APBA. There we go, Gold Cup. The racing runs through the weekend. You can watch it for free, by the way, from Belle Isle Beach. The races will run through Sunday. You can see them there, or you can hear them from much farther away.
That's right. I was just thinking that. You can hear them. It's that time. Cool. It's great.
Not a swarm of bees.
No.
It's the hydroplanes, everybody.
Right. But good weather obviously would help.
Yeah, and they've got dry weather through the weekend, and just as important, the wind. It remains light for all those hydroplanes that are out there. Great news for the fans, too. Yep. Best price in town. Free. We love to hear that. Low 50s will be the temperatures later on tonight, everybody. Ooh, were you chilly last night? I know I was. Well, you certainly will be again if you don't have that extra blanket. Temperatures will be in the low 50s here in the metro zone, 52 and 53 degrees around Dearborn here in downtown Detroit. South of 94, some temps in the 40s, some temps around 47 to 49 degrees. You know, tomorrow's record low for the city of Detroit is 47 degrees by tomorrow morning. So that could be the low temperature in many surrounding cities. So grab that extra blanket. You'll need it again for tonight, or just snuggle up with the little ones again. We're looking at 71 degrees right now with a calm wind out there. Again, perfect for all the hydroplanes that are left over for this evening and especially this weekend. Now, tomorrow's high and Sunday's high, a little bit higher than today. Today we made up to around 75, closer to 80 degrees, but not quite average for the weekend or even much of next week. We got to wait until about next Friday before we get back up to around 81 degrees. But 75 to 80 degrees, that's still pretty warm. We're looking at 66 currently for our friends over in Oxford. Temperatures in the 60s right now for our friends in Pinckney. Coming downtown to check out some Lions football, well, grab your favorite Lions jacket as well. It might be in the 70s for now, but temperatures fall into the cooler 60s by the end of tonight's preseason game. Lions taking on the Patriots. Here's how light those winds are in your neighborhood. Anywhere from a calm wind and howl to around 3-5 miles per hour, depending on where you are, and winds remain relatively light as we go into the weekend. Now, here's some of those higher temperatures to our west, closer to 80 degrees in Sioux Falls. Same thing in Des Moines, same thing in St. Louis and around Kansas City. It's going to take some time in getting here, but by Sunday, some of that warmer air inches closer, along with a frontal system. Now, fortunately, it's moving very slowly, too. So as you can see, it remains dry overnight as temperatures dip into the 40s and 50s. Cool for tomorrow, cooler than average, but still remaining dry, and we'll still see some sunshine into Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon. This really doesn't arrive until early next week, most likely Monday and Tuesday with scattered light to moderate showers. So no big washout heading back over to day camp or getting ready for school for some folks, or at least doing some school shopping on Monday and Tuesday. So 52 degrees overnight. Sunset this evening is just after 8:15. We're looking at temperatures around 75 for a high on your Saturday. Sunrise in the morning is at 6:53. Again, 40s and 50s when I join you tomorrow morning. And then all weekend long for HydroFest, we're looking at temperatures in the middle and upper 70s for all the fans on Belle Isle. 78 degrees by Sunday itself. A chance of those on and off showers as we go into Monday and Tuesday, 75 to 79 degrees. Arts Beats and Eats right around the corner, and that's when it feels more like summer, with high temperatures around 80 to 81 degrees by next Thursday and Friday.
So getting it back to where it belongs.
Yeah,
yes,
summer not quite over yet. Let's check in with the doctor.
Several illnesses are threatening to spoil that last gasp of summer. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Tonight at 5, I'll show you what's going around that you do not want to catch.
All right, Doc, but first, the long road is over. What this man learned today that finally ends a 21-year-long nightmare. Next. After nearly 20 years after his original trial for murder, the homicide case against Lamar Monson is dropped.
Monson was arrested back in 1996 for the murder of 12-year-old Christina Brown. He was convicted in 1997 for second-degree murder. He was sentenced to at least 30 years in prison. In 2015, new fingerprints were found on the murder weapon, which reopened the case. Monson was released from prison back in February. The case was officially dropped today. The two men who led police on a high-speed chase are now facing charges in connection with wheel and tire theft.
Deshaun Gardner and Jeffrey Miller are arraigned Thursday in the alleged theft of tires and rims all over Metro Detroit for nearly 2 years. Officers attempted to make an arrest of the two in a stolen SUV. That led to the chase, and that chase ended with a rollover, which left both of the men injured. They are set to be back in court next month. A Volkswagen engineer who played a key role in the company's diesel emission scandal will spend more than 3 years behind bars.
Today, a judge sentenced James Robert Lang to 40 months in prison. Along with the prison time, he's been hit with a $200,000 fine. The judge says Liang knew the automaker was cheating, and he played a part in covering it up. He was one of 2 Volkswagen employees to plead guilty.
New at 5:30.
Detroit firefighters rush into this house and quickly put out a fire, but it's what they discovered on the second floor that has Detroit police now on the hunt.
Hurricane Harvey is gaining steam in the Gulf, and it's presenting President Trump with his first major natural disaster test. I'm Mara McDonald. There's a lawsuit, and then there's cell phone video that 2 men say shows abuse at the hands of the DPD, and tonight they're speaking out.
Next week.
They say they have all the proof they need. The men suing Detroit police over this rough arrest speak out for the first time since that video emerged. And according to their attorney, this video is all the proof DeMarco Kraft and Mikhail Jackson need to prove police used excessive force.
Chief James Craig says there is much more to the story, including a second video of the confrontation that we have yet to see. Mara McDonald is following the story. Mara.
Devin, we learned something very interesting this afternoon about this. It turns out that the man who was suing, one of the 2 of them, and the one who actually videotaped all of this on his cell phone, has had multiple run-ins with one of these police officers in the past. Take a look.
Don't you ever put your hands on one of the story.
For the first time since their cell phone video went public, the man who shot it and the man who you see getting pepper sprayed and wrestled to the ground are talking about what they say is unlawful arrest and abuse at the hands of 2 Detroit police officers. And it's not the first time one of them, DeMarco Kraft, has had a run-in with one of these officers.
Prior to the incident, I've been taken to jail and arrested by this officer, ticketed in front of my own home, harassed on numerous amount of occasions, and nothing has ever happened. I go to the court and jail and they just get tossed out and dismissed.
Kraft says the minute he saw Officer Richard Billingsley, he knew trouble was ahead and started recording with his phone. His friend Mikhail Jackson is the one we see getting wrestled to the ground.
And Billingsley was saying, "You touch me again, I'm gonna f you up. You touch me again, I'm gonna f you up." Then he pulled out his pepper spray and started spraying. I went down with the WWE chokehold, hit the Twinkies and ho-hos.
Both men say the officers were abusive and aggressive towards them without provocation. What Chief Craig says is there is another video, which has not been made public yet, which shows Jackson taking a swing at one of the officers. Kraft and Jackson have filed a federal lawsuit against the department.
They'll do everything but to illuminate the issue that's really going on. It's people protecting rotten apples.
Back here live, speaking of other videos that we have not seen yet, Mr. Kraft, who you heard from, says that he's had so many run-ins with Officer Billingsley in the past, he's videotaped several of them, and he has several videos that have yet to be made public yet. We're live at Detroit Police Headquarters. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Okay, Mara, now to a wild story playing out tonight on Detroit's west side. That's where a man was shot, and then police say the shooter dragged him into a house and set that house on fire. It all happened this afternoon on Highland Street. Jason Colthorpe walks us through how it happened.
30 this morning. Take a look at the house. You can see where that fire really got going. Police believe it was on the first floor. When firefighters got here, they found a body on the second floor, a man who'd been shot 6 times, possibly 7. Police sources tell Local 4 a man was shot and then dragged inside this home. The shooter is believed to have set the fire and taken off. Detroit firefighters arrived to put out the fire, which had started to melt the upstairs, but they were able to get the victim out, still alive.
It's a very good possibility that they did save a life at this fire. So they're heroes, just like our officers are in what they do.
The house appears to be a drug house with many vacants around it, and with no witnesses, police tried to track the shooter with a canine without much luck.
That's why if anybody viewing this has any information, we would truly appreciate their help.
On this one, right now, Detroit police have no suspects. The victim, by the way, in this made it to surgery, and I just got off the phone with Detroit police. They say he's still in critical condition and is still alive. Kimberly?
Jason, any sort of motive that we know of here emerging?
No, there is, yes. And to understand it, you kind of understand the history of the victim in this case. Police say he's had more than a couple arrests for guns and drugs. And they say whoever did this to him clearly wanted to make him suffer. They say 6 shots and he's still alive, and they all were in sensitive areas of the body. Tell you that there was a serious grudge here between two people that obviously knew each other.
Oh my
Kim?
goodness. Okay, Jason, thanks.
This just into our newsroom. Health officials in Wayne County say they have made a rather startling discovery along the I-96 corridor. Officials say the first documented Asian tiger mosquitoes were found in an industrial area in Livonia. The Asian tiger mosquito is capable of spreading the Zika virus. However, officials say there is no evidence that these insects were infected with the virus. They don't always submit for voluntary testing, I guess.
Oh, that's true. Okay, take a live look at some pictures here that we just got in from Galveston, Texas, where Hurricane Harvey is bearing down there. It officially became a Category 3 right before we started our 4 o'clock newscast this afternoon. The governor there telling people to hide, as you mentioned earlier today, and it's expected to be a really big mess.
Andrew's here following this. We've seen bigger storms, but they don't typically carry this much water and the potential for this much kind of flooding.
And to stay around one area for so long. Sure, hurricanes are known for their heavy rain, but this one is basically going to sit and spin for several days. Really nothing to steer it anywhere. Here's a closer look at Harvey, and it's a very strong, powerful, catastrophic hurricane as well. A catastrophic Category 3 hurricane. Here, I'll zoom in a little closer for you. Here's a look at the eye once again. Now, this is a time lapse over the past 3 hours. It moving maybe 50 to 75 miles at the most. Here's the coastline of Texas right here. You can see Corpus Christi. This is a high-resolution satellite picture. You can see the structure of the eye and the eye wall itself as it barrels closer to the Texas coastline. The center of the eye, that means landfall, when it makes it over land, will not actually travel over land for at least the next couple of hours. So closer to around 8 p.m. or shortly afterward, that's when landfall will actually take place. And once it does, look at what happens. It barely goes anywhere through the weekend, Sunday, and even early next week, Monday through Wednesday, and still staying pretty strong because part of it will be over the Gulf of Mexico. That means huge amounts of rain. We'll talk more about that. We'll also talk about our local forecast coming right up.
Now, President Trump says he is closely monitoring the developments in the Gulf. Today, briefed on the latest developments as Harvey makes closer to landfall. Blaine Alexander following that part of the story from Washington. Blaine?
Well, Devin, this is a big test for President Trump. Of course, it's his first time at the helm during a natural disaster. Now, the White House is urging everyone in that area to be prepared, but it's something the administration is watching very closely, and President Trump himself tweeted he's ready to assist as needed. President Trump leaving for Camp David, but watching the Gulf Coast. Hurricane Harvey on track to be the first major natural disaster of his young presidency. The president tweeting this video showing him inside FEMA headquarters. Adding this morning, he has spoken with the governors of Texas and Louisiana. Then posting this picture, a briefing from the head of FEMA and acting Homeland Security Secretary.
The administration has been closely monitoring the situation, and we want to make sure the American people are fully briefed on this important news of the day.
A mishandling of the disaster could be politically detrimental. Already this warning from Republican Senator Chuck Grassley, urging President Trump not to make the same mistake President Bush made with Katrina, widely criticized for waiting too late to respond. New FEMA Administrator Brock Long, less than 3 months on the job, says he's in constant contact with the president.
He's given me full authority in conjunction with the Department of Homeland Security to coordinate the federal assets down to the state and local level as soon as we are called upon.
All this as President Trump faces battles on a different front, getting ready for major talks on budget, debt ceiling, and tax reform. But for now, his focus is on Harvey and the Gulf Coast. And today, the White House said that President Trump is preparing for a visit to Texas early next week in response to this storm. At the White House, Blaine Alexander, Local 4.
All right, Blaine. 2 men were left bloodied after an argument led to a dog attack at a luxury apartment in New York City this morning.
NYPD officers were in full riot gear as they carried out the dog in a large crate. Officials have not confirmed any details of the attack, but say they responded to a call about an injury at the location. The dog's owner was escorted out of the building in handcuffs, and emergency crews removed the other man on a stretcher. No word on his condition.
A trial that has captivated South Korea for months came to an end today. Samsung head and heir Lee Jae-yong was found guilty of corruption-related crimes, including bribing South Korea's former president. Lee was sentenced to 5 years in prison. 4 other top execs were also convicted. Samsung sells more smartphones than any company in the world and accounts for 15% of that country's total economy. The ruling expected to send a message to the nation's elites.
Well, it may be hard to believe, but this lone building was what the University of Michigan looked like 200 years ago. But that certainly isn't all that's changed. Our Kim DeGiulio shows us how U of M is celebrating a big birthday this weekend and the 2 massive changes that have happened over the past 2 centuries.
On August 26, 1817, the University of Michigan was founded, which means tomorrow is the university's 200th birthday. But 200 years ago, the school wasn't called the University of Michigan.
Its original name was the Catholepistemiad of Michigania.
That name obviously didn't catch on. Today, when we think of Michigan, the city of Ann Arbor comes to mind. But the school was actually started in downtown Detroit.
It was just one building. It was at the corner of what's now Bates and Congress.
At that time, the school had about 10 students, a far cry from the 44,000 students who attend the university today. Another major difference, the tuition.
Tuition was about $10 back in 1817.
That number may be hard to stomach if you're currently paying the $15,000 in-state tuition, but things were different back then. The school wasn't known as a college because there wasn't anybody in Michigan qualified to go to college.
The university at that time was basically a grade school into high school.
Eventually, in 1837, the university moved to Ann Arbor and became what it is today, one of the greatest universities in our country. So what could possibly make this year even more special for U of M? How about a national championship?
Well, I would love a national championship. we have told Coach Harbaugh that if he can deliver a national championship for the bicentennial, we'll be thrilled.
If you're interested in being a part of the bicentennial celebration, there's a festival happening in Detroit on September 15th. For more information on that, you can visit clickondetroit.com. Reporting here in Ann Arbor, I'm Kim DeGiulio, Local 4.
$10 tuition.
That stuck with me too, as somebody who's paying tuition
exactly.
to U of M
you
right
wish
now.
That bill was coming.
Wow, how about that? Well, lives changed today in Detroit as the Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries presented certificates to more than 200 graduates who were moved from despair to stability.
Oh, along with the certificates, 2 furnished homes and 2 cars were given to 4 low-income Detroit families. And Local 4's Rhonda Walker was in attendance offering words on the transformation the DRMM has made. It's fantastic.
That is.
A TV news reporter in desperate need of a life-saving kidney transplant didn't have to look far.
Ahead here at 5:30, the unlikely hero who came forward as a match.
And there was just no warning. A desperate search underway after a home is blown to pieces. Doc?
Several illnesses are threatening to spoil that last gasp of summer. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Coming up, I'll show you what's going around that you do not want to catch.
It all new at 6.
I've got a strange story to tell you out of Livonia. It happened in this parking lot involving a boyfriend and girlfriend, essentially driver's education, and a butcher's knife.
It was supposed to take 6 months. Now it's going to take a year and a half. We'll tell you how one small construction project is really impacting one local community.
Good health now. Local doctors say several illnesses are threatening to spoil the last gasp of summer.
Our own Dr. Frank McGeorge is outside with a look at what's going around. Doc?
Between the long list of illnesses and the last-minute crush of school physicals, it's been a busy week for local doctors. Here's what's going around where you live.
In Wayne County, Henry Ford pediatricians are seeing kids with hand, foot, and mouth disease and lots of viral upper respiratory infections. Garden City Hospital reports stomach viruses and seasonal allergies causing sinus issues. The CVS Miniclinic in Wyandotte is treating strep throat. Over to Oakland County, Dr. David Bauer at Ascension Crittenden says they've seen a recent surge in strep throat as well as a bunch of viral gastrointestinal illnesses too. They also treated a case of salmonella food poisoning. Now Clarkson Medical Group is seeing strep and summer colds, and Henry Ford Commerce reports sinus infections and upper respiratory infections. Looking at Washtenaw County, pediatricians at U of M are seeing lots of children with fevers mainly caused by viruses. Hand, foot, and mouth disease continues and outdoor injuries remain. In adults, upper respiratory infections and stomach viruses are going around. Looking at Monroe County, ProMedica Monroe Regional reports a lot of children coming in because of asthma or injuries. Dr. Anthony Songo is seeing seasonal allergies and colds. Looking at Livingston County, Dr. Yaldo Bashir at the Ascension Medical Center in Howell is treating strep throat in children and adults. Finally, in Macomb County, the CVS Miniclinics also report cases of strep throat. Henry Ford Macomb is seeing children with viral fevers, and McLaren Macomb says stomach viruses remain high, allergies and asthma flare-ups continue, and they're treating a lot of sports injuries with the start of the fall sports season.
We always see a surge in injured athletes as the fall sports get underway, so be sure that your young athletes are warming up sufficiently and that coaches are taking all of the appropriate safety precautions. Back to you.